And we are back for the second game of the best of three between KVM Mechelen Academy and 7am Academy. KVM took a convincing win last time around, but there are some changes for the next game. Baba Jack, enlighten us.
There are indeed some changes. Still some issues with the PC of Super Farter. So not only is it sad for KVM that they have to sub in their coach, well, I mean, it's not sad, but it's just too bad that they have to sub in their coach for this next game. It's also pretty sad for us that we can't say Super Farter anymore.
Well, we can, but it will be inappropriate this time around. So
that's true.
That's
true.
Sad.
The draft has started, by the way, as Thresh is being banned away here. Zoe once again as well being banned out, getting throwing that away from Henk once again. And yeah, we'll need to see what KVM can come up with here with their coach in the support role. We have an OPGG of him. I have no idea if it's his only account or maybe he has a different account than this one. I have no idea. We'll have to see.
Well, I'm happy that Wukong is being banned. It seems like Mortar is gonna be happy because he's getting the respect that he deserves. He is, of course, the Monkey King on the Rift, and he will not be playing it here. So maybe we see some checks because we have been longing for it for over half a year right now. So don't disappoint us, Mortar. Just go for that checks. And yeah, of course, Hecarim not banned. It is being picked up again. Nomis had a really good game on the Hecarim the other time around, so it's logic that he's gonna pick it up. Yuumi also still open, and we've seen that Ghost Bomber, he plays Yuumi as well, so they could just go for the exact same comp, but then swap something out for the Wukong.
Yeah, not the exact same comp as Ezreal was banned as well. Now Rumble being picked up by 7am Academy, probably gonna jump into the jungle as he's played there quite a lot lately across the globe. Rel finding her way through the first pick phase for 7am Academy as well. We'll have to see what KVM can come up with here. Wukong being banned away, Ezreal being banned away. Basically two of the stronger champions in the previous game for KVM. Of course, they did have the Orianna. They did have some mean shockwaves, and one not so mean shockwave.
And one BM shockwave.
And one BM shockwave. And then it's going to be Lulu being picked up here.
Lulu does a similar thing to Yuumi, but I think Lulu is just so broken right now. The sheer utility that the champion gives you is insane. I do, however, like that 7am is going for a different approach this time around. They say, yeah, you play an easy, just team fight, ultimate comp. We're gonna adapt ourselves a little bit to that strategy. So they pick up the Rumble, super strong in the jungle right now, definitely not to be underestimated. And his combination between his ultimate and the Rel ultimate, so much damage. That equalizer melts your whole team. So they already have a strong combo with the two of them. And Sylas can be swapped between their laners, and for now Elijah has done a pretty good job on the champion.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty well on Sylas, as you said, as the second ban phase is going to start here. Kai'Sa banned away here. Don't want to combine that with Lulu, of course, as the extra steroids on Kai'Sa are pretty strong. Varus looks to be taken away. It's going to be maybe more of a Tristana ban, though, as Aatrox has been taken away as well from 7am. So we're going to have to see what is going to come through. They're hovering the Tristana to ban that away from KVM. They don't want to go give that to the bot lane kingdom come. Vayne banned away could mean that there are some tanks coming up for 7am. However, where would you put them? Never mind. No tanks coming up.
Where are you putting Gudigo? What is happening? I don't know. We will have to see where the picks are going. The Vayne ban is there, so that says that they want to go for something more tanky in the top lane, perhaps on the side of 7am Academy. The question is, what will they play? Because Elijah, he's a heavy bruiser player, probably gonna do the Sylas here, but of course it can be swapped to the mid lane, so if it was Sylas top lane, I'm not sure if the Vayne ban was worth it unless you're gonna play a tank on the mid lane. Rel is gonna struggle against Vayne, of course, so they do not want to have that one in the bot lane, and Vayne Lulu is nasty nonetheless. Shen being locked in here immediately, they want to have that global pressure, which is so strong. And we have seen Mortar as well on the Shen. Last season I would have almost forgotten, but he's also a beast on that ninja.
Yeah, the Shen is, I forgot as well, but his Shen is not to be toyed around with, as Jinx is gonna be picked up here. Jinx Lulu, of course, really strong, kind of like the Kog'Maw Lulu, as Jinx does scale really well into the late game, and Lulu enabling the Jinx is gonna make that a big nuisance for them, as another tank
There's
does
Cho.
come through here. Cho, Gath, top lane. Rel and Samira in the bottom lane. Sylas mid. Rumble in the jungle for 7 AM. And on the other side we have Lulu Jinx scaling really well, of course. Shen top. And then Orianna and Hecarim mid and jungle respectively. A lot of protection for Jinx here. Shield from Orianna, shield from Lulu, shield from Shen. How will they kill Jinx?
It's crazy. This comp, it will stand and fall on the Jinx effectively. If 7am Academy is able to get the Jinx, they are set well in the fight. But if they can't touch her, then it's over. Lulu is gonna speed her up, she's gonna get reset, she's gonna kill everyone. It's so crucial as jungler to get your bot lane ahead in this game. It's massively important, so we'll have to see how they are going to impact it. We have seen Nomis perform incredibly well in the Hecarim last game. See if we can do the same thing, because of course with the Lulu speed up, the Orianna shield, the speed ups, it empowers that pick so much.
It'll be pretty important for the Lulu to do her job here. However, if she fails to do her job for some reason, then there's still the Shen and the Orianna to protect Jinx as well, and of course Orianna to do quite a lot of damage. Combined with the Jinx, of course. And if they don't manage to take down Jinx on time in those fights, it's gonna be difficult. I'm assuming and hoping Jinx will go for a Kraken Slayer this game against the Rel, against Sylas, even against Cho'Gath. It's gonna be very important to be able to get through that tanky front line. And something like the Kraken Slayer is gonna help loads with doing that.
Yeah, that is of course a question that you always have on Jinx. She is very immobile from her own kit unless she gets the resets, unless she gets the movement speed, but inherently she is a fair stale AD carry. If she gets caught out, it's over, so the Gale Force could be an insurance for her to make sure that she isn't caught out, but she's gonna lack in the damage department, and that's what they do need, that continuous damage to take out those tanks, because the lineup for 7M is really tanky. I mean, the Rumble and Sylas, they both build health, and Samira usually goes for that shield bow as well. So bursting someone down really fast is easier said than done against that comp. So you will need to bank on the Jinx to do the continued damage.
It's going to be a lot more difficult for them to actually take down this comp very easily. However, of course, if they do manage to get ahead, if they do manage to give the Orianna and the Jinx some kills or some resources that are much needed for both of them, then it could be a 2-0 sweep for KVM, but it does look like it's going to be a lot more difficult. 7 AM, as you said, taken from the KVM book and going for more of a simpler composition, more of a press R and team fight composition with the Rumble ult and Rel Magnet Storm, of course. Samira
your camera disappeared. You are a black square all of a sudden.
No.
No.
A camera must return.
Give me back Bobojek. It rhymes, so it must be true.
It must be true. I shall look for my camera.
Look for it, find it, and give it to me.
I will find it and give it to you.
While I look at this composition that Vinny has drafted for them, I like the Samira because we do not really see it that often in the games, and I feel like she had a big hit after the nerf as well. So it is logic that she's not being played that much. It was a deserved nerf, and for those who do not know, the dash for Samira, she used to be able to use it on enemies and allies. They took that away. You cannot dash to an ally anymore. So it is strictly an offensive tool, unless of course you have a wave behind you and stuff like that. But normally you use it to go in. So if you are caught, you are in trouble. So we'll see if Sono has the aggression together with Ademt to get a kill in the bot lane, but it's really hard against the Lulu, but not impossible to engage there.
It is going to be difficult for Sono to get into position without getting polymorphed by the Lulu, as you said, without getting stuck on Jinx traps, without getting shockwaved or getting taunted even by Mortar, because she needs to really jump into the comp of KVM to be able to do the damages. That's going to be pretty hard against the comp that KVM has drafted here, as we have 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock, on the delay clock here, as both teams are, of course, already in loading screen and or in game. We're still waiting for the delay to pass by. Both teams ready for this second game out of the best of 3. KVM has been forced to bring in a substitute player, being their coach on the support role, Mr. Ghost Bomber himself. We'll see if he's going to be able to do the work as well as Superfarter did in the previous game.
Yeah, and this is a bit unfortunate for the team of KV Mechelen, of course, that you're not playing with a player that you usually would have practiced with, and of course who has the individual skill level of someone from Master or High Diamond or whatever. But not only that, he is playing in a lane that should be focused by 7 AM this game. I mean, Rumble needs to have an impact on that bot lane. Jinx needs to be put behind, and if the experience from the support doesn't match the level that they are playing, this might be crucial for KV Mechelen to lose the game. So this is very unfortunate for them. We'll see if he can actually perform enough at this level to pull them through. Because if Jinx gets there, then that is a golden ticket for KV Mechelen to run away with the 2-0 in the series and go to the quarterfinals. Because do not forget, if they win the game, 7 AM does not need to play tomorrow because they are out of the week 1 qualifier.
Yeah, KVM really needs to take this one home. Of course, 7 AM really needs to take this one home as well to be able to continue to next week. We'll have one more game after this if 7 AM manages to pull through in this game. For KVM, it's going to be really important because if they lose this one and the Ghost Bomber has to play the second one as well, they still have that slight weakness there, and then 7 AM might actually be able to pull out the reverse sweep, knocking out KVM. Whereas if they win this one, then they might be able to fix their issues for the support and come back tomorrow with hopefully a better computer or better connection. We'll have to see what 7 AM can do here. Can they use the weakness in KVM's composition here?
Of course, not an issue that you would have in the pro scene higher up, but it is what it is here. Mortar on the Shen. I am looking forward to that lane against Cho'Gath because I do think Cho'Gath is fair against the matchup into Shen. He just has so much sustain. Shen does fairly well into mitigating damage, so it's gonna be a good old noodle fight there, and we'll see if he has something on him. Because it's also a good strat for 7 AM to attack the global. Because of course you can say we're gonna camp the Jinx on the bot side, but anytime you try something, she gets the Lulu shield, the Lulu ult, and the Shen ultimate, and you're not gonna get anything. You're gonna get turned around on, or you're gonna hit a Shen, who is not able to ult himself, and that might be able to turn the tide in their favor.
We'll have to see what both teams are able to do in this next game. Second one of the best of 3. First one was for KVM Esports. They took the first one down 1-0 up right now, playing with the substitute in game 2, as we did load into the Summoner's Rift right now for this second game between KVM and 7am. Both academy teams ready to battle it out once again. See who goes through to the next round tomorrow.
It's do or die for 7am here. They did get a gift in the form of a substitute support for KV Mechelen, but is that enough to shut them down here, to cut them down in their tracks? KV Mechelen for now undefeated in the Open Tour. It gives you some flashbacks towards how their main team did it in the spring split in the Belgian league. Can they lose, or do they have another barbecue buff in their stomachs?
Barbecue buff?
Yeah, don't you remember the barbecue buff from KV Mechelen?
Ah, yes. Of course, I remember the barbecue buff. Maybe they have the barbecue buff. You're very true. You're very true. You're very right.
I am.
What you say?
I am very true as well.
Shut up. Both teams going for another defensive setup here in the early game. Nothing too crazy. Ghost Bomber swagging it out with the orange squid Lulu.
Ooh, there is gonna be a 7am barbecue buff as well, and as it is being directed to us, we are so invited. So I'm gonna bring my plate and my good old knife and fork, and it's gonna be amazing.
I've never been so invited in my life. That sounds terrible. I have friends.
I'll take over while you sob in a corner. The game has started here, of course, not much invade action. Everyone is in the lane, in the jungle, going at it, and we do see some noodling around in the top lane, just proccing those grasp, and actually Mortar there, taking the best of that trade, but Elijah on Cho'Gath has that passive sustain ability, so he will be able to come back for it, but yeah, gotta watch out for that level 2.
Gonna have to be careful there. Both top laners, of course, going for grasp. Flyknit going in for the trade onto Henk. He is able to juke it, however. Most of it, some of it, part of it, none of it.
Elijah pushing down Mortar is, of course, level 2, so has the prio in that lane. While Flyknit is getting some poke on him by Henk. The question is, will it stick? He has the Dark Seal with the biscuits and the rejuvenating potion, which is always a good combination. He is not running, however, with the fleeting footwork, which could be an extra sustain method in the lane. He is confident that he will not need it in this matchup.
Great little trade there by Mortar, just walking up, finding the damage, and then dashing out at the right moment, juking the Rupture, of course, from Cho'Gath. And I kind of like the fact that they went for Jinx Lulu in the bottom lane. It's a really safe lane. Or relatively safe lane, as there's a lot of damage coming into Henk here. He needs to use his flash to get out of that one, and he's safe.
I absolutely love the Rumble skin as well. It's just like some sort of, yeah, some sort of a furnace running at you with.
Yeah, it looks like an oven.
With that robot, but he's not getting the kill, but he has the flash on Henk, which gives them prio over the mid lane. However, Nomis is sitting at the Raptor camp. Could come in for a gank, but I'm not sure if he wants it because he knows Obi is still hanging out in the wings.
Nomis is there, but as you said, Obi in the wings, not going to be able to do anything. And as I was saying, I kind of like the fact that they went for Jinx Lulu in the bot lane. It's a really neutral-ish lane, as in they can just farm with Jinx to 2 or 3 items, and then Lulu just has to run behind his AD carry, shield him, polymorph whatever comes up, and ult him, and then they should be fine. So not too much pressure on a Ghost Bomber here this game. Hopefully he's going to be able to pull it through for KVM. Of course, 7M are going to be able to perhaps take advantage of the substitute.
Ghost Bomber just needs to have his eyes on the rel, because if Adam is able to jump on Ghost Bomber, he might as well die there, because it's so hard when Sona follows up with Samira. He can just block all the shots, and Mortar is gonna have to dash over here, no problemo. is what he is saying to that gank. Obi not being able to do much in the mid, and top lane here is trying to put some pressure on, but it does mean he's falling behind in his clear.
Falling behind a little bit in his clear, has been able to base, however, picking up the Hextech alternator. And Henkrim still needs to get his first base off. Been able to do so. Henk doing really well on this Orianna once again. Absolutely doing what he has to do against Sylas, as Nomis is gonna go for that first Drake of the game. Mid lane is gone, bottom lane is gone. Free Drake for KVM.
They're gonna pick it up immediately. Infernal Drake, always nice to get, but that does mean that Soul is also off the table. See what it is going to be this game around. And yeah, no contest whatsoever from 7am. They did know that they were doing it, but Obi was not there and not able to trade anything for it, because of course the Herald hasn't spawned yet.
It hasn't spawned quite yet. Needs 10 more minutes or so before it's gonna come through. And yeah, bottom lane on the side of KVM is doing what it has to do. Chilling, staying equal in farm, not doing anything too crazy, not getting engaged on. And if Samira doesn't really get ahead here, she's not going to be able to do all that much in the team fights, I think.
Yeah, this is absolutely correct, KVM Mechelen. Even if we would take out the substitute support in the equation,
Yeah.
oh, and you're in a world of pain. Yeah, that's not able to do anything. No flash from the gang before, and it is actually Adam who picks up the kill. So it's not optimal for 7am, but it's still a good play by them. And yeah, Pot Kingdom and Ghost Bomber not really trying to put any pressure in the lanes. They do not want to risk getting caught and feeding the Samira. That does mean Adam had the room to roam towards mid and pick up that kill.
Thanks to, or partially thanks to the Ignite, of course, that Adamid is running, able to roam down to the bottom lane. And even while roaming, Samira can just basically do whatever he wants to do. Is slightly behind in farm, and yikes. We have another pause, but it looks like someone just alt-tabbed by accident. They should be back relatively soon. Or at least very soon.
Let's hope so, because if Ghost Bomber's internet is as bad as Super Farter, then the swap was not really useful. But we'll see how it goes. We'll wait just a second for them to fix it. And we see a proactive early game from 7am here, with the plays that they are trying to make mid. Mortar playing super safe, dodging everything, not able to catch him out of position yet. And yeah, we'll see if they can keep this going. I'll show our faces again, because it's always the age-old question: do we look at the pause screen or do we look at the casters? Never sure. It's so hard to know what to do.
No, we actually have to swap screens when it's in a pause, because otherwise other teams can get information and whatnot about these crazy shenanigans. But
every time I swap, the game freezes, so I really think it's me.
yeah, no, it freezes for me as well.
I know, but I feel like Riot is trolling me.
I feel like you're the reason my game freezes as well. So I think it is you.
Darn it.
Darn it, the Darnicle.
It's we're back, but let's not cheer too fast, because client is fun.
Let's not cheer too soon. Riot's client is perfectly built.
With all these pauses going on, maybe just check if we're still on the same timer. I'm at 750, 751, 750.
Yeah, I think you're like a second behind me.
I'm behind, dang.
I'm too quick for you, man.
Alright, I fixed
Mortar is doing his thing in the top lane, slightly behind in farm. However, Nomis has a slight CS lead over his counterpart in Obi on the other side. Mid lane doing equal, and Jinx is farming really well here against Samira. Of course, we did have Adamid Roman. Now there's a gank in the bottom lane, not gonna look too good. The exhaust is gonna come through. It's gonna be a kill for Jinx as well. Bot Kingdom picking that one up. Kill number 1 for the hyper carry President Jinx. is online. Well, not really, but I mean, almost.
There is honestly nothing that you can do there as AD carry. Sono being picked up there in the dive. Rel was not there, was in a roaming position. And a kill on Jinx. This is not what you want as 7am, so they were playing proactive, but KVM Mechelen is showing that they are here too on the Rift. This is their game. They want to go to the quarterfinals tomorrow.
They do want to go to the quarterfinals tomorrow. I think 7am wants to as well. So let's not be too quick in saying who's winning or who's losing, as Flyknit is getting some trouble here in the mid lane. Hank with the play.
Oh no.
Okay. Flyknit, fly back home.
He flight nicht. Yeah.
Terrible.
Nice.
Let yourself out, please.
Nice solo kill by Hank. He's just balling on this Orianna 2 games in a row, making sure that he shows why. That might be a ban-worthy thing as well, but of course you only have 5, so you need to make choices. But he is doing so well against the Sylas here. CS-wise, it is kind of equal, but getting the solo kill so valuable for him right now.
Yeah, and Hank with the solo kill, exactly as you said, it's super valuable. Punishing Sylas away from some farm, getting a kill, getting a slight gold lead there as well. Where they are going to look for an engage here. Ghost Bomber might be in trouble here. Does he still have flash? Yes, he does. Great flash there by Ghost Bomber. Juking so much damage in CC. MVP confirmed.
Ghost Bomber is doing really well. The fact that he is not hard inting on this level is just great. That's nice to see that they are playing the way that they are playing. There is a slight gold lead for KVM Mechelen, but nothing to be too large to overcome. Meanwhile, Elijah trying to take the prio here in this lane, but of course, 2 noodles against each other not gonna do that much.
Gonna be able to do that much indeed. Drake has spawned. It's the Ocean Drake. This might be second Drake of the game now. Bot Kingdom might be in a world of hurt. Great shield there. Shen coming through as well. The exhaust coming through. Good job by them. Samira might be going down. Yes, he does. Sono, good night as he goes down here. Now Flyknit might be in trouble as Nomis is there as well. The entire KVM squad is here. Rupture coming through. Adamid goes down. Mortar picking that one up. Insane follow-up by KVM. Guys were getting engaged upon. Shields everywhere. The entire team was there at the right time, the right moment. They clean up the fight and they pick up Drake number 2 for them this game.
And this is what we talked about. You want to focus the Jinx, but you have the Shen ultimate as well. How do you go against that? There is the heal, there is the exhaust, there is the Lulu shield, there is the Lulu ult, there is the Shen. It's so much, and they are not able to get it. Sono gets a good ultimate off, but it's not enough. He gets taunted out of it and he dies in the duration. So it is really hard. 0 to Samira went for Ninja Tabis as well to protect herself when she goes in, because Samira is one of those carries together with Kai'Sa who is not too shabby to go into melee range with someone. And yeah, those extra resistance come in handy, but it is gonna be so hard for them to pick the pace back up with Bot Kingdom getting this lead.
Bot King 1-0-3 did go for the Gale Force this game. It does give him the dash, it does give him the mobility which he does lack. However, with all the protection that he has with the Shen ult, with Hecarim jumping into the backline and making it hard for them to start hitting on him as well, Hank has the shockwave to peel for his carry as well. They have the Lulu there with the slow, the speed up for him for Jinx as well. He's gonna lack damage if the front line of 7am actually comes online. And then it's gonna be interesting to see if they're able to actually break through the front line.
I wanna see a reverse wombo combo from 7am, because it's KVM just throwing their ults out constantly and making sure that they line it up. But 7am has the same comp this time around. They can do it as well. Sylas can steal the Hecarim ult, he can go in, the Equalizer can land, the Rel, the Shogat. You have so much to chain but you just need to make sure that you line it up. If you do it correctly, you can still turn this around. You can get the Jinx off guard. Of course, she did go for the Gale Force, so for the extra mobility to make sure that she isn't caught, but it doesn't mean that it's not possible.
It's the exact same thing almost in the mid lane as last time, as Henk goes really hard onto Silas. Is it going to be enough? No misstop, however, with the gang. Pushes back Elijah. He might be in a lot of trouble. He is in a lot of trouble. They're trying to give the kill to someone eventually. It is Nomi's going to be taking that one down as Obi goes in hard onto Henk. Is he going to be able to... It's not going to be enough.
He's
not
overheated.
enough to get up. He is overheated. Not going to be able to get out. Onslaught of Shadows are going to come through. Here comes the teleport, however, from the guys on 7am. It's only one teleport as Flyknit comes in. Not going to be enough. Elijah, of course, was still down. So the second teleport, of course, not coming through.
Obi did a lot of damage onto Henk, but he was overheated, so couldn't do much against Nomis and Mortar together. Yeah, and he falls down. 3-0 on the Shen, 2-0 on the Hecarim. That top side of KV Mechelen is doing so much work, and of course bot side also haven't been focused much yet. Sono is in the brush here, but it's 2v2. I'm not sure if this is something that you want, but they're going in for the stun.
Good ult there by Ghostbomber. They're gonna look for the engage here. Sono's ult is charged. They're putting down the exhaust on him as well. Gale Force gonna come through. Look at that shield once again. Stand United coming through. Sono gets exhausted. Perfect timing on that exhaust as well. And they do manage to pick up Samira with a zap. Not gonna be enough. One more flash, a couple more auto attacks. Bot Kingdom going super ham for this one. A bit too greedy, maybe wasting his flash. He needed one more auto attack on the rail. Didn't find it eventually. But another good use of Stand United, and Hecarim rotating to the top lane.
Yeah, and this is a mistake that you see a lot in solo queue, and it's not respecting the Shen pick, just knowing that you can win the 2v2 maybe, but even that was not sure with the exhaust that Bot Kingdom used there. And now, oh, great ult from Obi, so much damage, he gets it!
It is gonna be Obi with the damage. Jinx was kind of stuck between the Rumble and the on-flying Flyknit, the oncoming Flyknit, the Silas running in his back as well. Shen was, however, there, and then there was so much damage from Rumble's ultimate. Good job by him, placing down the equalizer, finding a trade kill.
Obi currently trying to keep his team alive, because the rest is falling down. Especially the bot lane. I mean, we saw the 2v2, as I said, even without the Shen, I'm not sure if they would have won it there. The exhaust was perfectly timed on Sono when he got the Inferno trigger off, and meaning the damage was lacking there. It was not enough. You can see Bot Kingdom has 2 full items, and Sono hasn't been able to finish his mythic yet, so this is an incredible diff in the AD carry at the moment.
Yeah, it's a huge deficit for Sono at this point. There's 2 items complete on Jinx already. Has the Gale Force, has the Runans. Sono yet to complete his first mythic item. Or at least his mythic item, which will be his first item. Not his first mythic, because you can only have one.
Do see 7M picking up this dragon pretty much uncontested, which is so important. Jinx Rocket coming in, of course, has been nerfed as well for objectives. Can only do 1k damage, I think, and it used to be
only
able
1k?
to... It used to
That's
be able
more
to
than
like...
Smite.
Yeah, but it used to be able to do like 1.7k.
Yeah,
It's like you didn't even have the time. It was like, oh, they're doing Drake, I'll shoot it. Yeah. Oh, it's half HP, I got it.
And it was never, oh, they're doing Drake, it was always, oh, we're doing Drake.
Oh, they're prepping Drake for me.
Regardless of which team was doing Drake, it was always Jinx, doing Drake.
Jinx takes. So it was a fair nerf, because it was just ridiculous. You couldn't do anything as jungler. It was just, yeah, he does twice my smite, that's too bad.
Damn, it rhymes. Twice my smite.
Twice my smite? I lied.
Bite. Knock-up hit and connects onto Mortar. So now the first Drake for 7am has been taken. They are, of course, on the side of KVM already on 2 Drakes. It is a Mountain Drake. Haven't really touched on that one yet. Both teams, and especially 7am, is gonna like having a Mountain Drake on their side. However, putting the Mountain Soul on the side of KVM gives Jinx even more protection.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to kill this Jinx. I mean, Obi was able to get a pick on her, but that was because she was alone and all the abilities were on cooldown. But I mean, if Lulu and Shen have everything up, there is very little room for error when you're trying to go for it.
Ooh.
Herald being the equalizer.
Kingdom is so much trouble, but look at the shields and the heals. It's so much. They can't take him down. It's an almost instant double kill. Inferno trigger is gonna come through. It doesn't matter. That's an almost clean ace. The only reason Cho'Gath didn't die is because he didn't have teleport to come into the fight. The shields on Jinx were insane there. He was caught in the middle of like 3 people.
It doesn't matter. You have Shen, Orianna, and Lulu all throwing the shields down on Jinx, and the sheer HP that she gets there is, yeah, it's not possible to kill her at that point. I mean, it could be possible if Adamt hit the Q with Rel at the right time to cancel out all the shields, maybe.
That would have been sick.
There is a play potential there, but it's so hard because he is also the one that needs to engage, and once he engaged, he's dead. So you need to make a choice here, and of course, yeah, Elijah was not there, and they decided to go in 4v5. Usually, when you are behind, not the best play.
The speed with which all those shields came down on Jinx was insane. I saw Jinx getting caught in the stun, the Magnet Storm from Rel, and I thought, yikes, this is going to be a really nice fight for 7M. They're going to be able to turn the game around in their favor. And then suddenly he gets 1 billion HP.
Yeah.
Just like that. They just say, guys, they're engaging, and all Mortar does is, and ult. And then with the buffs, by the way, on the Shen ult, the shield is ridiculous.
We see the, yeah, it scales with its HP now, I believe. So it's
yeah, it scales with bonus HP. I think.
It's crazy how much that is able to shield. And yeah, the substitute support, the coach, Ghost Bomber 0010, which is yeah, it's an insane score. He's showing his players that he can do it as well, and how it's done. He's making sure that his carry is never gonna die. Meanwhile, 7M trying to set up a dead brush, but not sure if Mortar is gonna fall for it. Only objective on the map is Baron at the moment, and Elijah is gonna push this out, making sure that they have some sort of prio on that side of the map.
Elijah is trying his best, 204 farm. Yes, he has quite a substantial CS lead over Shen, but Shen is 5-0-6, and Cho'Gath is 0-1-0, so the lead is slightly in Shen's favor, which, by the way, is a testament to how important farm can be, because I think Shen is leading by 300 gold at this point over Cho'Gath.
Yeah, I'll show it on stream here. Shen is above, but is 5-0-6, of course, which is crazy for him, doing such work all over the map. And of course, the greatest deficit can be found between the two AD carries. 10k on the Jinx and 7 on Samira. It's so rough. I am surprised, however, that there is no level difference. Sono has done a pretty good job on keeping up with XP at least in this matchup, but yeah, you're 1.5 item behind your counterpart, and that being a Jinx that is buffed by 3 people in his team is a problem.
Little bit of a problem. President Jinx getting everything he needs and wants and requires and flyers in this game. As Ghost Bomber is 0-10, he's performing pretty well. He's doing what he has to do. He's shielding and ulting and whatever onto Jinx, and not getting caught out of position all too much yet. So yeah, he's props where props are due. At this point, 7M pretty substantial amount of gold behind across the board. 5k gold at 23 minutes is not the worst thing in the world, but you know, it's a decent lead for KVM. What can we do? What can 7AM do here to try and turn this game around?
Well, you need to get a pick on the Jinx, but that is nearly impossible because of all the shields. So you can do two things. You can still try to go for the Jinx, but then Samira basically needs, and I forget the item's name, the item that does more damage against shields.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I forgot the name as well, but yes.
Type it in
That
chat.
item.
We forgot. There is an item, very situational.
Serpent's Fang.
Serpent's Fang that does more damage to shields, so this is a possibility. Or you attack the Globe. You attack Shen, make sure that he is not able to join the fight, or you lose. But meanwhile, KVM Mechelen is starting up the Baron. It's going extremely fast with the damage from Jinx. But 7am is gonna contest. Equalizer is up. What are they going to do? They are hovering around. This is so crucial for this game.
Shockwave Rumble gets instantly popped, is able to bring out the equalizer. Oh, look at Nomis, how are you alive? He went so low. Inferno Trade comes through. It doesn't matter though, it's going to be a double kill for Jinx. Will it be a triple? Should be. Yes, it will be. It's not going to be eventually. Yes, it is going to be eventually. Sorry, I thought someone else took that kill. As they do find an insane instant pick on Rumble. He got the equalizer out, but it was not enough. And another one team fight for KVM.
That was very convincing by them, and it's so hard for 7M at this point. You can see that they are trying to engage with the tools that they have. With KVM, they're playing spread enough not to get caught by 7M's wombo combo, but the shockwave from Hank sets it all up. He gets 3 people there. There only needs to be 1 kill for Jinx, who was almost untouched. I mean, there was a try, but didn't really do much. And he can just start cleaning up everyone. There is no threat, nothing on her. Flyknit is 0-4, Sono is 0-5. Only Obi really does much, but even his equalizer can't go through all the defensive options that are in the team of KVM Mechelen. So this is... I'm not gonna say it's not possible. I've seen games with the 10k deficit being turned around, but it's gotta be
our games?
super hard. Our games
Regularly are there. Another shockwave gonna come through. He's gonna be a lot of damage. Bot Kingdom once again. He's dominating. He's not gonna hit the zap, however, but it doesn't really matter. There's so much damage. Double kill for him. This is gonna be the 3rd pentakill of the day. It might actually be, as he finds another one. That's a triple kill. But Cho'Gath is too far away. He's too healthy. Samira is too far away. But another fight goes KVM's way. Triple kill for Bot Kingdom. 10, 1, and 6 on this Jinx. And this is the one that's killing. He does not that much damage to Elijah, however, because of the Gale Force potentially. But he's able to poke him away. Look at Samira. Look where Samira is, by the way, on the map.
How many times do you see a full HP Cho'Gath being engaged by a Jinx with Gale Force up front? He's 10 in 1, doesn't care at all, and Samira can't really do much. Tries to do something with Inferno Trigger, but too far behind. And you see the Serpent's Fang as well. It is being picked up by Sono, which is a good buy, but I just feel like the deficit that he has is too much. It's so hard to come back here. KVM Mechelen needs to throw, needs to be out of position for 7M to capitalize it. Because if they just stay grouped as 5, there is no chance that Jinx is gonna die there.
Yeah, there's just... Samira is so far behind at this point. KVM looking for another ring. Shockwave goes wide. They don't have the Onslaught of Shadows up yet either. As Obi, however, does get taken down eventually. Shen picking that one up, Mortar with another kill. This is going to be Drake number 4 and Mountain Soul at that for KVM. Going to be even more difficult to take down. And at this point in time, KVM has no damage.
We have reached the 10k.
Oh, 7am has no damage. My bad.
No damage on KVM Mechelen whatsoever, except for everyone. And yeah. That is what you buy with 10k gold extra in the pocket. They are here to take the base. The question is, are they going to leave without the Nexus? That is the only thing. They can stall it a little bit longer. I mean, they don't have to do it, but they can just take every inhibitor that they want. Maybe if they dive between the Nexus turrets, that 7am has a chance to win the fight, but even that is debatable.
Even that is indeed debatable. Rupture is going to land onto Hink, but doesn't really matter. Doesn't even go through the Mountain Shield. Mortar slightly out of position. Maybe However, they're not even able to catch him out. Once again, Rupture gonna land. Equalizer being used now to clear out waves, and eventually you're gonna have to start doing those things. I think it has more or less a 50-second cooldown. The damage from Jinx is ridiculous. The shockwave hits too. Inferno Trigger is gonna go off. It does quite a lot of damage actually. As Bot Kingdom is another pentakill. It's another. Is it another?
No,
Wait.
it got stolen by Hank.
I was another. I saw the auto attack come through from Jinx, but it probably was just not on time or just not enough damage as Hank is able to pick that one up. Oh, that would have been sick to see 3 pentakills today, but it's not gonna be 3. It's gonna be 4. Bot Kingdom, you're the worst. No, I'm kidding. You played really well, of course. KVM is gonna take this one home to the bank. Guys, KVM sweeping 2-0 against 7 AM. They haven't lost a game yet in this open tour. They're doing really well. 7 AM tried their hardest. They fought really hard. They fought back. They did what they could, but it wasn't enough after a strong showing in the group phase. They are gonna eventually go down in the round of 16. Open tour, of course, isn't over for them. This weekend it is, but next weekend they will be back and they're going to be stronger than before.
Yeah, it was a commendable run from 7M. They really showed what they had in the groups, and against KVM Mechelen Academy, there were some pointers that they can take to next week. Of course, there will be more games then. Tomorrow, I hope everyone will cheer for the other teams that go onwards to the quarterfinals. But yeah, we will be seeing you again next week, Saturday, the 19th, I believe. And
it is the 19th, yes.
It is the 19th. And there will be more games also starting at 12. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks 7M and KVM Mechelen for the games. And yeah, we wish you all a wonderful weekend.
Peace.